Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of how to become a successful Beachbody coach. So today I want to focus on talking to you about inviting. Remember we talked about the 4 vital behaviors, and one of them is invite people. Invite people to the coaching opportunity, invite people to your fitness boot camps, invite people. So how do we do that? So the first thing I want you to know is I want you to remove the idea that every time you invite somebody, they're going to say yes, or like that is the end goal, like that to get them to say yes. That's not going to be your focus. Your focus is going to be on inviting people and walking them through this kind of process that everybody goes through when they learn about becoming a Beachbody coach. So the first thing is usually people are like, oh, nah, that wouldn't be a good idea because I'm busy and I'm already working 2 jobs and I'm just not very fit, and I mean that's so cool that you're doing it, but I just don't have the personality for that, and on and on and on. So just learn to, I don't want to say expect that from people, but learn that that is a normal, appropriate response, and that if people have said that to you, you've done your job right. You didn't do anything wrong. You did the right thing by inviting people. So the first step is just to invite people. And this is what I usually say to people. There's a very strategic process that I paid money to learn about. I don't want to say like selling people because that sounds bad, but like what are the magic words to use to get people interested? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to let people know why you think that they would be a good coach. So for example, and please take notes on this, by the way, okay? If you pause right now, go get a piece of paper and a pen. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to let people know why they would be a good Beachbody coach with a compliment. So for example, I'm going to just take my friend Jamie. Hey Jamie, I know this might sound totally random, but I just have to ask, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach? The reason I'm asking you is because you are so sweet, so fantastic, so inspiring, so motivating. You're such a good role model. I think that you would be really good at this. Compliment, compliment, compliment. Okay? Now, follow up with the reason why she might want to be a coach. I also think that coaching would really be great for you because insert blank. Why would this person want to be a Beachbody coach? Do you know enough about them to be able to insert something there? So for example, they're working 3 jobs, they're not making enough income, they're exhausted. I think that Beachbody coaching would help you step away from one of those jobs, maybe even 2 of those jobs, maybe down the road even all of those jobs, because you can supplement your income by working part-time from your phone. Or is that person a mom, career woman, super driven, but hates leaving her babies in the morning to go to work? I think that Beachbody coaching would be super great for you because you could rock a business from home and never have to put your kids in daycare again. So those are just 2 examples. Maybe they're a college student and they're really having a hard time paying their rent. Beachbody coaching could help you earn enough money to make your rent. Beachbody coaching could help you make enough money to get out of debt. Beachbody coaching could help you But you need to know enough about people to know what solution they need, in other words. So usually the first step in inviting somebody is getting to know them a little bit. Now, if you've been friends with this person for 5 years and you already know everything about them, then just ask. Just ask them, hey, have you ever considered Beachbody coaching? I think you'd be really great at it because you're super outgoing, you're super inspiring, you're on social media all the time, like you could rock this out. And I also think that it would help you make more money to pay for your kids' college fund, okay? Have you ever considered Beachbody coaching? It's kind of like the way that I close that out with a pretty bow. Now, if you do not know this person, they're a stranger to you, then the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to break the ice. Hey Steph, I saw you posted a picture of you at Apple Hill the other day, and I love your boots. Where did you get those boots? Like, I have to know. Like, I have to know where you got them. They're amazing. Love them. Then she responds. Then I might say like, oh, thanks, you got them at Nordstrom? I love that place. Hey, by the way, what have you been up to lately? Then she responds. And usually she will say, what have you been up to lately? And then I can say, oh, you know, this and that, and I'm working on my fitness business. I love it. I started coaching, and it's just been the bee's knees. It has been everything that I ever needed in my life. Truly, I'm not saying that flippantly. Like, truly, that is my genuine how I feel about coaching. Like, it was the missing piece of the puzzle in my life. So that's what I tell people. And then I say, hey, by the way, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach? Because I think that you would be really good at it because you're super cute, you're super fashionable, you post all these amazing photographs online, people love you, people adore you, you're a super amazing role model, and Beachbody coaching could help you pay for your shoe addiction. Have you ever considered it? So that's how I went from the person that I never talked to ever, but they're kind of my Facebook friend, but I haven't talked to her in 10 years or maybe never. Maybe she's like married to one of the people I used to go to high school with, whatever the situation is. Broke the ice, ended that conversation with a question. She responded, broke the ice again, ended the conversation with a question. Every time you're going to end the conversation with, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach? And here's why. When you say, are you interested in Beachbody coaching? Usually one of two things will happen. Rarely ever will someone say yes. In fact, I don't know if that's ever happened ever. Maybe. Usually people skip over that because they're like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go down that road. Or they'll say, no thanks, not interested. Door feels closed. If you say, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach? Even if they say no, I've never considered becoming a Beachbody coach. Well, now they are considering it. You know, see what I'm saying? Like, you didn't ask them if they wanted to be a coach. You asked them if they've considered it. So therefore, in answering your question, they are considering it somewhat. It doesn't matter if they are ready to sign up to be a Beachbody coach right this second. You just planted a seed. And usually it takes some follow-up for that person to gain interest in this and see it for what it is, which is an amazing opportunity. Okay? So don't expect that inviting people one time is the end-all be-all, and if they say no, you shouldn't ask them again. Actually, this is a stat that I want you to look up because I don't know where this stat is coming from off the top of my head, but the average person will say no to something 5 times. And on the 6th time, they will say yes. So, I don't know. It could be anything, right? But for this example, it's Beachbody coaching. The average person says no 5 times first before they say yes. That being said, the average person will only sum up the courage to ask somebody something 4, maybe 5 times. Then you're going to miss that person who would have said yes on number 6 time had you asked them again. So what I want you to do right now is, some of you said yes like right away, but very few. Most of you I've been talking to about coaching for a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 6 months. So just keep that in mind. Like, you weren't necessarily gung-ho ready to sign up the first time I asked you, but I kept asking you because I know that Beachbody coaching is an amazing thing and I wanted to share it with you. So that's the kind of mindset that you need. Like, this is an amazing thing and I just want to share it with people. And if people say no, it has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with Beachbody being a good or bad decision. It's just that that person doesn't, either they don't get it yet, like they don't see that this is an amazing thing yet, or they have so much insecurity and doubt about themselves, which you have no control over. So the last thing we're going to cover, because I'm going to close this out so we're not too long, people's objections. So we went through the process of inviting. First you compliment, then you let them know why you think that they would be a good coach. Have you ever considered coaching? Now, when they say, well, I've considered it, but, and there will be a but, expect them to say but I am not fit enough, I'm kind of unorganized, I'm really busy, I don't have enough time, I'm doing it too much, whatever their excuse is. You don't just end the conversation with, okay, see you later. You need to answer their objection. Now, let's say, for example, they say, oh, you know what, I'm just too busy. Like, that seems like such a cool thing that you're doing, but I just don't have the time for that. You need to let them know the reality, okay? So first validate. I totally get that you think that you're too busy for this. Like, I remember what that was like when I first signed up to be Beachbody coach, I was working 3 other jobs. So adding Beachbody coaching on top of that was literally adding a 4th job to my plate. Don't ask me how I did that, because I don't know. But I'm really glad that was my reality, that I was working that many jobs, because now I can honestly tell people, I get where you're coming from. This is a little bit about my story. I was working 3 jobs when I started Beachbody coaching, and I was able to build a solid business 1 hour a day. And it doesn't even have to be that you have a blank hour in your schedule. It could be 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, 20 minutes in the evening. You could be on your phone while, you're watching TV. So I just let people know the truth. I don't say to them, oh, well, don't worry, like, this business, you can do it in 10 minutes. But I am letting them know this is an option that you have to get out of that situation. I was working 3 jobs and I hated my life. That's why I started coaching, to get myself off of that path. Like, yeah, I had to work hard to get a business off the ground, but there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, if I can just get myself set up for success, I can quit these other jobs, right? So that's how I answer that I'm too busy, is I let them know. 1 hour a day, and you can do it in chunks. If you don't have a full hour, do it in chunks, or wake up a little early, or, turn the TV off at night. People don't realize, and this is like my pet peeve about Americans. I'm too busy for everything. Let's calculate how much time you're spending on the couch, first of all. But aside from that argument, because you might not want to say that to people because you want to be a little nicer, you can say, most of what I do is on social media. Are you on social media? Because we can take that time and we can turn it into a business, the time that you're already spending on social media. Let's say their objection is, I'm not fit enough. I'm not fit enough to have a fitness business. Thanks, though. And then you'll say, oh, well, you know what? First of all, I just want to validate that I understand how you feel, because I even sometimes feel that way. Like, I'm not like, this ripped, abs everywhere girl. I'm just me. And when I first started coaching, I was 20 pounds heavier than I am now. Coaching is what got me to this point. Thank God for coaching. But I didn't start out fit. In fact, people don't like perfection. People are not inspired by perfection. People just want to know, like, what are you doing on your journey? And it's really just about being on a journey and helping people. You're going to lose weight. Awesome. And maybe you can help some people on the way. So that's another way you can approach it. The other most common objection, I would say, is like, well, how much money? Like, is it going to cost me a lot of money? And then I just send them like a bulleted basics of information. Like, just so you know, like, no, it doesn't cost a lot of money. Your basic sign-up startup is $39.95, and every month after that, I pay $15.95 for a website, but I actually really love it, and I use it all the time, and it saves me from having to buy product and reship it. It saves me from having to have home parties. It's a lifesaver, and I love it, and it costs me $15 a month. And on top of that, I get 25% off of all products. So that $15 kind of pays for itself if I order one thing, because I get 25% off. So I guess my point here is, don't back away when people have concerns. If people have concerns, that's awesome, because you've gotten to them to the point where they're actually thinking about it. The hardest place to be is when people are like, nope, That's the hardest, because then you're like, well, why? Like, I don't know where to take this conversation. But if someone comes back with an objection, yes, awesome, because now you know how to talk to them through that objection. Not through lies and deceit, but like being honest with them and telling them, like, I totally get that you feel that way, but like, let's look at it from another angle. Are you spending time on Facebook? Oh, you are? Because you can take that time and turn it into a business. Okay, have a wonderful day. I'm gonna check in with you tonight. Let me know if you were able to watch the video, do the 4 vital behaviors like invite, read personal development, be a product of the product with a workout and maybe a Shakeology, and if you were able to post on Facebook. And we're gonna check in tonight. See you later.